Yeah. Hey everybody. Sorry about the wait. Um, I didn't mean to let the countdown run double, but I had to use the restroom right before stream, so my bad. But hi everybody. Happy Wednesday. I hope the day was restful and or productive for y'all. Let me just get a little more settled. I finally managed to cook some of the things that I meant to cook before, like earlier in the week. I finally started like getting some of that done, but I was just having some trouble actually getting getting stuff together. So Cosmo time. Yay. All right. So let me just because I forgot to change clothes when I ran out to the grocery store to go get something. So I'm just gonna change pants real quick. And then I think we can get started. But yeah, good to see you, Kaz. How you doing? And to anybody looking, also hi, hello. Good to see you. Just switch pants. The glare from that of them cutting her. All right, and then I say that and immediately put on the other one. That immediately causes. Yeah. All right, this will do for now. So yeah, everybody. All right, so. Couple of reminders as always. We are still raising money for To Write Love on Her Arms! !Donate. Then the link to it comes up, or if you are on Twitch, you can always just check it down at the bottom in the panels and do it that way. Each $200 as our initial goal. That also unlocks a Totsugeki 64 stream, which is basically, hey, what would happen if you play what's the word? Super Mario 64, except as made from Guilty Gear. Pretty wild. We'll see if we get there. But yeah, we have the thing open. We have the charity running basically all month, so by all means, yeah. Alrighty. Yeah, hopefully Cosmo and everyone are doing well today. And everything is going good. Okay, I didn't say the word sexy. What is going on? Captioners, please. Oh my god. So yeah, probably at some point tonight, which stream, well, okay, technically Nessa isn't here to yell at me about this, but I should make sure that I probably beat in a little bit after I figure out how it is that I want to like get going on the particular thing. I will probably also stop and eat, because if I forget and then people find out, certain people find out I'm going to get extremely yelled at, and I don't want to perish tonight. I'm trying to be good. So, yeah. Tonight being game dev night, so to go over it in brief in case anybody doesn't already know, normally for game dev nights, like I'll sit down and like cook up a thing Um. Oh. Hey, Kettle. Not doing too bad. I cooked chili tonight. Probably after stream, I'll cook chicken cutlets for later. So, we're calling that a win. Probably just gonna warm up some curry goat that my grandma gave me yesterday for dinner, though. Just to kind of, like, make my life a little easier. I keep forgetting to take the Bean Boozled one out because I'm not doing stuff. I keep forgetting to take it out. But yeah, hopefully, Kettle, you're doing well. Good to see you as always. But yeah, the thing I was saying beforehand, before my brain immediately went and like crashed into a wall as far as like what I was thinking. Unity, which is the game development engine that I was using for a lot of my other projects, kind of went entirely up their own asshole a couple of weeks back. They're mostly walking back some of the changes that they proposed, but at this point, Trust Thermocline is basically ruined. So I've been meaning to look into like alternative game dev engines for a while. Today, one of the ones that we're going to be trying is one that I sort of know how to use already, but that I haven't spent a lot of time in, which is Godot. I decided that I was just going to like mess around with a particular fighting game creation framework for Godot called the Castagna engine, just to like get my brain past the initial hump of, wow, learning new stuff is like really kind of like a pain. Unity really fucking, yeah, it was on stream. Also, hi Lonzo. But yeah, no, like Unity incredibly horribly did. And even though the CEO stepped down, that doesn't necessarily mean that they're gonna course correct either, because So, yeah, we're in for a rough time, basically. I was looking into Mugen or a subset of a fighting game engine, can't remember which. Yeah, from personal experience, I can probably say that you, at this point, well, Mugen's not like a bad starting point, but if you're looking anywhere vaguely in that direction, you want Ikemen Go, probably, because the main thing with Mugen in particular is that the people who developed it have basically been like out in the wind for like years now. And so Ikemen Go is specifically looking to reproduce a lot of the functionality of Mugen and then build stuff on top of it. So at least from personal experience, I would recommend, you still have to use a lot of like the Mugen documentation to figure out certain things, but I also am fairly versed with using either. So you can ask me and I'll go from there. It does not, is the interesting part. Or rather, when you are programming characters for Ikemen Go, when it comes to actually programming them directly, it does not actually use Go as the language, but Go is the language that the majority of the underlying engine itself is written in. So if you know enough Golang, you can actually like edit a couple of things like under the hood, if I remember correctly. But the actual like the actual code for controlling character states and things like that on like the higher up level in the engine, like, oh, I want to make a character for Ikemen. I want to make a character for Ikemen Go. Like, you don't have to use Golang for that. All I know of Go is that it exists, unfortunately. Yeah. So, like, the higher level stuff, like, hey, I just want to make a character. I'm not trying to, like, edit a bunch of stuff about how the engine itself runs, like, deep. Then you don't need to know Go. You don't need to know Golang for that, thankfully. I could go on for a while about it, but basically just hit me up in the Guilded if you have any specific questions about it, and I can more or less kind of give you a rundown of how the stuff goes. Um, so the plan, at least for right now, right, is to goof around and grab. Like I said, we're keeping this kind of simple for the most part, right? Hey Vallejo. I'm gonna grab the Castagni engine. Probably just some filler sprites, like stand-ins from like Street Fighter or something, and we'll sit down and see what we can kind of figure out and get used to in terms of like figuring out how this actually works. Obviously, right? I'm not intending to like release anything that I do with this. This is literally just me kind of like goofing around in the engine and just using the things that are immediately at hand to sort of like figure out how to do this thing. If I were to make my own game with the Castagni engine, then I would be going out of my way to get my own assets first. But since we're just kind of like messing around and figuring it out, I might go like swing by Spider's resource, just grab a couple of sprites to work with and kind of like mess around with that for a while and just sort of figure it out. I want to kind of just feel out the framework and see if I like it and use its very specific sort of like subset of things to help me like ease my mind back into like how Godot works and all these other things. So that's the plan. We're not going to do anything like super serious. Or I could keep it simpler, and I have ideas. I have a couple of ideas about things that we can handle and how we can handle it, what we can do, figure some things out. But I'm not going to get, but we'll see how that goes. I have some ideas. But, okay. So we got that up and going. But, oh, also, hi, Vallejo. What's up? Okay. Sprites are the biggest hurdle for me in programming games, not gonna lie. I have a hard time visualizing what I want the game to be like without them, but the free ones don't always click. Yeah. And for me, right, kind of on like on personal principle, depending on like the thing, right? And this is probably because I spent so much time in Mugen and things like that. I'm just like, yeah, if I gotta go grab sprites from like Capcom versus SNK 2 or whatever, and I'm just using this here on my own computer, right? It's not the end of the world. Why did this remember this one? That's okay, standalone application. So yeah, no, I feel that though. But yeah, when you're actually like, trying to do your own stuff though, it can be like a whole thing where it's like, yeah, I want to actually, let me turn this down so I'm not talking so loud, sorry. It's like, yeah, I want to like sit down and do I want to sit down and do what I'm gonna do, but like lol, I only have but so many resources on hand. Yeah, that's legit. Documents. Here. Well, actually, dude. Okay, so this is like on Godot 3 and not even Godot 4. So this will be interesting. Okay. How the docs for this is irritating as Godot. It's built on Godot, but I have no idea. This is me like actually taking like a serious look at it for the first time. So. Hey, hello, welcome to Castagni. This will show you around. Editor's main menu. Options. Okay, cool. Documentation is there. Big editor. Updater. Okay, when you want to make a character, this would online button. Okay, cool. Big. Here is the config menu. Castagni. It's a complex tool. Now, all the important parts are the documentation button. Okay, cool. Castagni works with modules, and each one has parameters. Don't hesitate. Okay. Modules have various parameters. Right. These tutorials use a 2.5D fighter, but the same concept. Okay. Probably gonna do a 2D one. So new character. Okay. Game window. It will allow you to play the game and test that. Part is the flow control panel. You can handle how the game runs a bit more from here. Okay. Run slow. Next frame. Okay. Allow you to control the set, the main set position. Compilation errors. Button. Oh, also. Alright. Okay, cool. Agni script. Okay. Custom editors allow you to change values through coding. Well, I'd rather do that directly and write the code first. Documentation button there. Code warnings. Navigation panels over there. Every move in Castagni is a state script which gets executed every frame. Coding these scripts will in turn create your character. Okay. So, alright. Then by the sound of it, at least, right? So by the sound of it, basically, you make script files and kind of compile them together into one character. By the sound of it, and it looks like rather than using GD script or even C sharp, it looks like it does its own thing to kind of like work with from there. Okay, so most of these will be locked. Cool. Navigation panel. Navigation panel, you may select the state scripts from here. Main part of the window is here. Okay. States are located. Double clicking will open it. When selected, the state will show a few more details like what it does and if you can override it. Okay. Alright, good. Then the menu, open state, new entity. So, right. Show overridable states, so you can customize the engine quickly. State flags to find. Okay, that's good. Tutorial menus, you find. Alright, cool. Alright, hold on, I messed up. Let me run it again. Okay, so this is based on the previous version of Godot. So, game genre. I heard the Gilded React sound and I was looking for the notification before I realized it was you. Oh. My bad. I forgot that I still had that plugged in for when I had guests on stream. You should not hear that now. I don't think. Lol, Lamau. This is one of the important things from what I can see, right? So, oftentimes when y'all hear me talk about fighting games on Fighting Fridays, right? I will talk about 2D fighting games, 2.5D fighting games, or 3D fighting games. Functionally speaking, there are actually degrees of difference between these, right? So a 2D fighting game, right? Okay, I'll put it like this. 2D and 2.5D, right? This is basically the way to describe it. A 2D fighting game or a 2.5D fighting game are both restricted to 2 axes of movement, right? Left, no, correct, right? Left and right, up and down. The main difference is that a 2D fighting game usually explicitly is sprites only for both the characters and the backgrounds. So think something like listed here, right? Think of like Street Fighter 2. I wouldn't. King of Fighters 13 is. I think it does count because I don't think they use models for that. But yeah, like Street Fighter 2, the older King of Fighters games, things like that. Those are all 2D fighting games, right? Street Fighter 6, on the other hand, is a 2.5D fighting game. For the 2.5D fighting game, you can either have 3D models and 3D backgrounds, or 3D models and 3D backgrounds. Sorry, or let me phrase that differently. But you can either have 3D models and 3D backgrounds that are sort of still presented in a very 2D way, or you can have 2D models. Sorry, 2D. God, my brain is having a hard fart right now. Or you can have 2D sprites that are imposed onto 3D backgrounds. If you want to sort of see an example of what this looks like, right? Yeah, Blaze Blue is very much like this. So yeah, Blaze Blue is an example of 2D sprites, 3D backgrounds. Street Fighter 5 and 6, 3D models, 3D backgrounds. Mortal Kombat, yeah. Under Night In-Birth is 2D sprites, 3D backgrounds. So, let's see here. I'm gonna pick. It's tough. I could do either. I'm gonna go with 2.5 just to see what that looks like. Input setup. Okay, let me think of something here. Or better yet, I know what I could do. I know what I could do that would be helpful here. Let's keep it really simple, right? As L, you have movement. Okay, so installation first start. Let's see. I remember if I ever played a pixel fighting game, like with a tiny pixel people, not necessarily pixel art. I feel like there's a name. Also, do you know any fighting games made? There are two. I believe both of these were made by, or at least, yeah, I believe that both of these are being made rather by the actual person who made the engine, right? So no, not explicitly as of yet. As in released, no, because this, I believe that this person has basically just been working on this for like a while, or not, or for a while, but not long enough to like actually have like commercial releases done yet. The main reason why I'm choosing it, kind of like, yeah, it's like recent. So yeah, the main reason why I'm using it is not even necessarily like do a finished thing with this, but just to sort of like use it as a way to like feel out Godot, because there are some parts of this where I'm going to have to actually go into Godot. I was just curious to see how much interaction it had with Godot proper and sort of get an idea of how it kind of works. Okay. Motion buffering and motion inputs are not. Okay. Hmm. Hmm. That is something to worry. I worry about that a little bit, but I think we can maybe get around that. Okay, so let's see here. Let's move. Let's go with this for now. Okay, then we can change the bindings accordingly. Okay. So, okay, add new. Okay. Button. S. Oh. Okay, so they're all. Right. They're all down. All up. Okay, so we're gonna do that. And now we're not gonna have a throw button. Not not gonna have a text button. We're not gonna have a jump button. Let's go with these. Like the engine. Big editor. Let's see. 1 sec. I'm gonna switch over to emphatic for a second because I figured out the thing that we can do and I just forgot. Or did I put it over here on this computer? Hold on a second. Thing I definitely tried. Yep, couldn't find the name. It's fine. Right, yeah, we're just gonna take this. Alright. We're not gonna mess around with those yet. Save. Alright, so back character. Oh, hang on, how do we do one? Okay, if you want to use your own character for this, you'll either need to. I have to export my. Okay, cool. So let's see here. Start streaming on Wednesdays now, or have you been wanting to play around with this programming that badly? I have been doing Wednesday, plus or minus the last couple weeks when I haven't been feeling up to it. I've been doing game dev streams on Wednesdays for like the last month or so. If I remember correctly, most of September, probably at least part of most of September and at least part of August. So not that long, relatively speaking, but I have been already. Must have been so out of the loop doing it. Yeah, these things happen. Yeah, no, it makes sense. And it hasn't been for like long, so it wouldn't surprise me that you missed it either. Notice when you live things. All of that. All right. Main thing is that I would like to be able to add character, and that's the part that he has not been listed here. Okay, so move the executable out of the project folder. Okay. Out of here. And got it. Hey, Stubby. Okay, perfect. So all of that is that other stuff. Okay. Now that we have that. All right. Nope, there we go. Sprite diffuse source. That's what I was looking for. All right. Now the thing that we're gonna do is yeah, that's right, everybody. We're making a Tailspan game. Well, no, I messed up. I double lied. It's not supposed to be this one. My brain is having a fart, and I'm not remembering what I'm supposed to be doing. Godot is like a big deal. It's just a game. It's just another game dev engine that I'm using. It's another game dev. It's a game dev engine that I'm using potentially as a replacement for Unity, because Unity has kind of been up its own asshole with a couple other things. So it's just like, yeah, y'all are stressing me out. Okay, no, these aren't divided cleanly. It's going to be kind of a pain. Let's not do that, actually. All right, let's see here. The long and short of it is that my brain is having a fart. Give me a second. The long and short of it is basically that they announced a pricing scheme that basically would have fucked over a bunch of people that were using the engine for development, and nobody liked it. they were basically gonna be charging the people using Unity to develop games basically like a per download fee. In order to words are escaping me right now. In order to make sure that they could like actually get the things that they wanted, and the point is that everybody disliked that. No, nobody liked that. Everybody was like, "What the fuck are y'all doing? That's really not good." Grab this one. TLDR, Unity said, "Hey, we're gonna charge if you're using our engine for stuff to like make stuff. We're gonna charge you money for every download that you get over a certain threshold." And basically, nobody liked that. Simplest way to put it. Predatory money squeezing bullshit is basically the simplest way to put it. Okay. Have that. That's 4.1. Okay. Godot. 5. Okay. Okay. Anyway, that one is there. I have no idea if this is going to cause copying issues or not. But let's see here. They have that. Hang on. Okay. How do I actually do a new character is the question. How long has Godot been around? Nine years. I didn't actually know, but 9 years. So apparently they've been working on it since like 2014. It only recently got to version 4.1 sometime within like the last couple months, I think. Character, okay. Oh, you just make the file. Okay, so then let's... have this put... that new character. Okay. Uh-huh. C++. Yeah, C++ is kind of a pain in the ass. Okay, so maybe what I actually should have done was set it up as a... Alright, then hang on. Back. Let's see if I can get this thing correctly. Genre select. Let's switch back to 2D. Oh boy. We want to learn how to make. Editor, genre select. B. Okay, good. So, if you want to learn, use the regular 2.5D. Okay. So, all right. And the issue that we're running into is that this isn't supported all the way, which, yep, not ideal. I knew it was like, I knew that this was a little, still baking a little bit, but this is a little bit further behind than I was expecting. So, hmm. That puts a damper on what I was thinking about. Don't be surprised. I asked a question. Yeah, I don't mind. The only thing to keep in mind is that I don't know a lot of C++, so I am willing to offer whatever help I can, but I also don't know a lot of C++. So I may be able to like do a couple points of like maybe try this, maybe try that, but no guarantees. Welcome back, Kaz. Here. What programming? That was Java. Like I have not formally, I have not in a formal classroom setting ever learned C++. What little I know of it is stuff that I've taught myself. So, puts us a little bit of an impasse. Because it doesn't mean this doesn't mean that I can't use Godot, but it means I shouldn't be using it for this then. C++, at least that guy. Not in the context of anything that we would have been learning directly from any of the teachers. Maybe some of the stuff for Robotics Club at that point in time, but don't quote me on that because I don't remember. I know for sure insofar as like what like Miss Ramsey would have been. Ramsey's not the right person. Insofar as what we would have actually been assigned like in class, I don't believe we ever had like a C++ teacher. Java, most certainly. JavaScript, maybe. C++ might have been for robotics team stuff, but that wouldn't have been something that we would have picked up from a teacher formally, from what I can remember. So he could have lied about that. He might not have been lying about that. I don't really, at this point, I don't really remember either which way. Java is based in C++, apparently. Shrug. From what I know of the two languages, yeah, I don't know exactly how similar they are. So I can't actually really tell you one way or the other. Shrug emoji on my part. Let me see. So this makes this... Alright, this complicates things a little bit, because the plan was to poke around with Castagni and sort of see what all was going on under the hood here. But if it's this kind of like, if it's this level of like, not in a bad way, mind you, just this person just started doing it, so if it's a little bit underdeveloped, I'm not going to be like, oh wow, you're the worst, how did you not already figure this out, right? I'm not saying it like that, but more like this is maybe a little bit more underbaked than I was planning on tonight, which makes things complicated. Okay, let's see. And then the other one that I wanted to look at doesn't have... I can't find the actual... Alright. Well, neither of those things turned out great. Wouldn't surprise me, but C++ tends to be a different beast in many ways. Probably so weird in having me wanting to talk about this stuff. I mean, it's not that weird. You have an interest now. It's kind of what it is. It's not that weird. But yeah, no, C++ is... How do I describe it? C++ in a lot of ways shows when it was made for and what, and it's kind of a pain in the ass, I think is the simplest way to put it. But let's see. So right now I'm mostly just trying to figure out, because Castagni looks like it's kind of not like a dead end in the sense of like, oh wow, this isn't going to be good for anything, but more like it's undercooked enough that I don't have a lot to work with. So I could try just mucking around in Godot anyway to sort of figure it out and see. But Decision. You know what? Why don't we give it a shot? I already have the sprite sheet. I already have the sprite sheet down. The only problem is that because nobody ever thought about how to properly set these up. Decision. How do I want to do this? Let me look at So the main thing I'm mostly trying to think about right now is that ideally because I also have the variable geo. Pick a pin. I'm thinking for a second. Counter your VTT in the future and see if you could direct me to a good starting part and learning the program for the modules that think far back. Let me totally examine. Sorry, my brain is in like 3 steps thinking mode. So I read what you said. Just yeah, right now I'm trying to remember where I put some other stuff right now. Not in there. Standalone game. Here. Okay, where did I keep those? I have the right. They're not sheets. And those are not aligned. I did those out of pain. Try to like line up correctly. I don't have sheets. Those are not compressed, which means the pain has to do them. Those aren't set up correctly either. So less of a pain than those though. Okay. I think I have something in mind. I have to just think really hard for a second about how it is to handle it, but I think I've got something I can work around. I think so anyway. Are you working on your Lost Kingdoms hype game with the cards monsters? Good question, Robo Schmeckle. Thank you for the first time chat. Right now, I stuck a pin because the main problem with Oaks is not anything with the project itself. Well, there are 2 things. One is that the specific amount of work to push it a little further is a little bit there's a lot that goes into that. But that's like sort of the lesser problem compared to the bigger one at the moment, which is LOL. Unity is up its own asshole about, well, even though they're walking some of the changes back now, functionally speaking, I'm left in a spot where I can't trust Unity to maintain a lot of the things that it says that it's going to do in good faith. So with Oaks, I would have to move it out of Unity and into something else in order to really feel comfortable like sinking time working into it again. And the only reason why I got as far as I did with Oaks insofar as like how it works and everything is because I spent enough years in Unity building up my skill set with that to be like, okay, yeah, I know how to do X, Y, Z, ABC sort of thing. Right now, given that that is not the circumstance that I am in, unless I choose to stay in Unity to keep working on it, right now, Oaks is halfway on hold. Because if I really wanted to, I could just pop back open Unity and keep working on it. But I don't really have a lot of faith in Unity's sort of future as a game development tool that I want to pick up some other things. And Mur, to answer your question specifically, it's not even specifically to work on Oaks. I just need options right now. So maybe in the future, but right now it's more of a what can I find and land on that I can work with, just be making stuff is kind of like the main thing I'm worried about right now. So yeah, Oaks isn't like dead or anything, but right now after the Unity news landed, I was kind of like, I don't really have any motivation to work on this now because like staying with Unity and risk what? That at some point they're going to walk back some other things and I'm going to be cussing and spitting nails about not having switched at that point. No, at this point I'd rather just invest in something else and like just figure it out. So let's see, standalone apps. I can go pull Godot 4.1, I think. So let's see. Let's go pull 4.1. Gotcha. It's cool watching work on that game, but I'm sure this won't be just as cool. Yeah, if I can get something started. Like right now, I'm mostly just like trying to feel out sort of just what to use right now. So I'm not committing to anything super hardcore right at this second. I'm sort of just like hopping and shopping around to sort of feel out what feels right. This is okay, cool. So we can just really just do 7-zip extract here. All right, so this is 4.2, 4.1.2 rather. Okay, so let's see. That's not in the current version, so. Didn't realize that Unity was such a juggernaut of an engine. It must be yeah, basically. In all the ways that functionally matter, yes, very similar to that. Okay, so that was the grappling hook project. But now the real question. That. Hold on. That correctly. Up one. I rename this without having to. That. All right. This is. The question is, what do I want to do? Because I definitely don't have the ability to do tumble. Let's keep it simple. I have a thought. I have an idea. I never kept that here. Back on Akira's is probably... And all of these are from older versions of Godot, so I don't know if they'll work if I port them. Actually, why don't we grab... Yeah, that could work. Let's see here. What did I leave out on this one is the real question. Well, I mean, yeah, at this point it's hard to say which way Unity's gonna jump. They kind of pulled back a couple of things, but they kind of pulled back on a couple of things, but not like a lot of them. Okay. That's the test node. All right. Let's roll this back a little bit. So if we go to player, all right. So not GD script. We're going to use sharp. Template character. Yeah, we can do this. All right. We don't need either of these things. All right. So save that on the test scene. All right. I need to UI left, UI right. Okay. Action. It is already made public. Yeah, I'm vaguely familiar with like all with the stuff that Okay, good. So we have good. Now we just need section. Oh yeah, I know. I know exactly who you're talking about. Yep, know exactly who you're talking about. I remember reading about that story. Okay, cool. So this works just fine as far as the player is concerned. All right. Okay, good. That works. Oh, we don't need the gravity either, because those are not. Okay, cool. And good. That's handled. Weapon, we want to attach that one. Script should still exist. Okay, good. Alright, so now it's a question of translating this. So I think anyway. So got a second in shots up public shots at turn. I think this should. Cool. All right. Okay. So basically what I did, in case anybody is curious, is that I'm feeling in the mood for this particular song, so we're gonna switch. So from way back when, right? Trying not to say name right. Chaos for Gabo, because yeah, makes sense. Um, yeah. So it turned out that for the most part, way back when, I did already have at least the word is going to come to me in a second. I had already at least a couple of projects that I had already gotten started in Godot, and it just kind of turns out that they were still sort of sitting around, zipped up. So now, right, I have the ability to kind of like. So I just kind of imported one of the older ones, and I'm just messing around with that right now and just setting a couple things up. Right. Where is that? Q. Bomb should be. Okay. Okay, close, and now let's see. Get back there. Left, right, up, down, right? Okay. Yeah. Good, that works. Oh. Okay. Oh, that's why. Ah, that's what I forgot. So this is fine. So, okay. So the 4 parameters here are you that are set up as follows. 4 parameters here are used to define which inputs count for the left and right of the x axis, as well as the up and down of the y axis. If the direction variable has some value greater than 0, set the velocity of this kinematic body according to directions x and y. And then here, if direction variable is set to 0, trend the x and y. Nope, double slashes, and these are backslashes. These are forward slashes. These are comments. So other way around. The program is not reading these. Comments are not for the script. Comments are for me. Speed of the air. Right. The velocity of the player. Kinematic body to distinct velocity variable. Okay, so get the input. Yep. Else if variable is no input, and the x and the y velocity 0. Update the velocity of the kinetic body, and then okay, so that should handle that. Speed of the player. All right, cool. At some point, probably at some point, I come back to if I come back to this, I would want to do a state machine, but I have to look up how to do that right this second. Not the important thing. Just kind of trying to like feel out a couple other things. Eight directional movement, and then when I let go, it stops. Perfect. Okay. Okay, good. That's fine. Weapon over here is... Okay. That should be set. This doesn't look as scary as when I was looking at C++ for those. What type of programming language does Godot use? It's either Godot script or C#, depending on what you choose to do. I'm choosing C# because I can read, because I've been using C# with Unity for like the last several years at this point. So using C# makes things make a lot more sense to me, and it's a lot less complicated to sort of work around that. Whereas Godot script is like this, basically. And it does work, but the main thing is that I don't... Also, thank you, Shark, for catching that term. Trying to like figure out the trying to translate Godot script into C# in my head, or other way around rather. Trying to translate the concept I understand from C# into Godot is kind of just like gives me a headache. So I'm using C# for Godot explicitly because it makes it easier for me to understand what it is I'm doing. So let's see here. Not really here, but I saw that while popping to look up something right quick. Okay. Getting started. Okay, so hold on a second. Let's just need this one and do... So what was that they said about exporting? Okay, so we do this. Export and shop. Back over to player scene. I'll go. Okay, hang on. Weapon. Weapon is over here. Can't see them. Curious about some. Right, so I know. 2 days to realize the markdown thanks Obsidian. Oh, that's that. Okay. The question is, why aren't those? I don't need to be able to see that. Okay. All right, that's what we want. Okay, after we. That's why it doesn't. Okay, that makes sense. Over here, the player. I'm gonna want to do this. Oh no, that's gonna belong to the weapon actually. Uh, edit that. Project. How do I build this thing? On, run. There we go. Build. Okay, cool. So that's handled now. Okay, got that. Now we're just gonna bring this over here, over here, over here, over here, and deliberately shove these over here. If input is action just pressed fire, or is it? Is that what I named it? Or name it shoot? Time to go look. Project. Yeah, I did fire. Fire. Double quotes, right? Yeah, double quotes. Shots is less not limit. Okay. Uh some. So basically, if you're wondering what I'm doing here, I'm kind of literally sort of kludging together what I need from a bunch of other stuff. Um, if you're like, is this the way that I should learn how to use Godot? The answer is probably no. I'm literally kind of like kludging together some things by like raw converting what I need to do and then sort of figuring out the rest. This is probably not the way that you should actually do this. Um, okay, so Okay, so I don't know what data type instance is, so I'm gonna have to kind of play it by ear. So bullet dot gen bullet instance proposition is not velocity. Close. On. We're gonna do public. Uh, export public vector 2 bullet val equals new vector 2 500 0. This should work. Build. I botched it. All right, that's not right. Takes me longer than other to learn programming languages. It's something I'm slowly getting used to because realizing I'm going to need to know these or get what I want in some hobbies. Yeah, programming languages. The simplest way to put it is that if you want to get a better idea of like programming languages and how you sort of like sort your way around it, general rule of thumb is that programming is not about math. Programming is about language acquisition. The more that the better sense you have in terms of understanding how it is that you learn languages, the better of a sense that you have in terms of like the better of a sense that you have about how you learn languages, the better of a sense that you have in terms of what things may or may not be difficult for you to pick up when you're learning how to program, is basically the general way to look at it. Ah, there it is. Okay. All right. Cool. So what I want to do actually is so okay. So what you really want to do actually is take this one. So this is the idea. You want to do the you do bullet. Hold on. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it makes sense. Okay. I'm not worried about the timers yet. That's not important. where did they define the mob type, though, is the question. Because I'm looking at this, right? And I'm just like, where did they define that? Okay. Cheat a little bit for right now. Bar. Yeah, where did they do that? It's the thing I'm having an issue because just look back on modules for VTT and being meaning to ask what is a JSON file exactly. A JSON file is literally just a text file that, or a type of text file that is arranged in such a way that you can keep a bunch of serialized information in it. Right? So the idea behind a JSON file is that basically, right, you have a file that looks like this, and you can keep any number of like arbitrary bits of information in it as you need. Case in point, I'll go grab one, but I gotta go. Give me a second. I'll grab one, but I need to figure out a couple things out of Notepad first. Gotta make sure that there's nothing sensitive that's left over here. I'll just do it in like Notepad or something. I don't want to open up one of these things in a spot that's like. Give me a second to like go open up one in a way that's not gonna cause problems. Where is it? No, not game builds. Unity projects. Go into Oaks and go pull it from there. Assets. Resources. Databases. Card database. All right. You know what they say about assumptions. You know what they say about assumptions, Mer. That's my answer to that. So, the idea behind a JSON file, right, is that it is basically arranged in such a way that you can keep what's called serialized data in it. So, if for whatever reason you have like a database or something that you need your program to be able to read stuff out of, JSON is a really good way to kind of handle that. As an example, right? Since what's the word? Since RoboSchmeckel was asking about it earlier, I just went to go dig this up. This JSON file, for example, is literally this JSON file is literally the card dictionary for Ulks. So like the in-game information that you see in Ulks, where it's like when you go look up a card, where it gives you the card's name, the card's flavor text, the card's text effect, its element, the category, the scope, and all that other stuff. Literally, what it is that the program reads that information, right, out of this JSON file and then displays it in game. So the idea behind a JSON is that you can use it to keep information that you would need to look up in a format that is easier to read. It's really helpful for doing like file input into a certain degree, file output, because you can save things with certain properties in certain ways such that it is easier for the program to go and look up a thing, read it, and spit it back out. Oh, wait a minute. I get it now. My brain was shutting the entire fuck down, and I think I get it now. JSON doesn't use a language. JSON is a file format. Like JSON is a file format. It is a type of file. It is not anything that requires a specific. If you mean in terms of like what language it. Sorry, let me phrase that differently. If you mean that in terms of which programming languages can use JSON, the answer is yes. If you mean which programming languages can use JSON, the answer is yes. Yeah, like for certain programming languages, you may have to write an interpreter to understand how to decode a JSON file, but like there are usually already like libraries that people have written to interpret JSON for any given language that you're using, so you don't have to do it yourself. Normally, in most cases. Okay. So, hold on a second. Okay. I want to detach that. And we're going to do this. We're going to do... Okay. That makes everything make sense. I had to sit and think really hard for a second about like where did they come up with that. So we're going to do bullet instance. Hang on. Weapon.cs, right? So close that. So that bullet instance is bullet scene.instantiate bullet. I think should be correct, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, and then bullet dot linear velocity should be that. Bullet dot add condition exception with self. Get parent dot get parent dot add child instant. I should call it instant. Bullet instance get parent. I'm gonna do shots plus equals 1. All right. I expect that this is still going to explode terribly. All right, cool. 1 error now instead of 2. Oh, I forgot semicolon. Fuck. All right, build. Yep. Okay, 4 errors. Okay. 5. All right. The name global. Okay, cool. Bullet does not contain a definition for position, and okay. Okay, hold on a second. Then that means I need to go look up the. Yep. Okay. Okay, so I mostly just need to know. Okay. Hang on. C#. Nope. Sure. Right. Um, let's. You may be able to help. Oh, because it's JavaScript. And, okay, makes sense. All right. So I don't know how. Python is very close to GD script. With a lot of the ways that like GD script is set up, Python is very similar to that. Similar to Java, it's relatively different from C Sharp. This GD script is this. This, on the other hand, is C Sharp. I know the windows look the same, but the windows I know look the same, but the actual syntax is different if you look carefully. So that works fine. I need to figure out how to actually access the. This is the hard part now. I just need to figure out how to access the things that are the global properties that I don't currently know about right now. So let's go to Rigid Body 2D. Around a little bit. Poke around a little bit more. What is this one derived from? All right, cool. Now the problem is, what is the actual? Working it out till I figure it out. Name global position does not exist in the current context. Okay. Name self does not exist in the current context. It usually be okay. Apparently, it uses Java, C Sharp, and Python. So how they work together, despite being different programming languages, is something that's going to depend on the specific thing. I can't tell you that off the cuff. I don't know. Which is not to say that there's no method for it, but that's specifically whatever integrations that they use to make sure that you can cross communicate between like a C sharp file or not. It's probably dependent on that. I mean, in this context, you don't want the player to collide. Okay. build it. Almost got it. So well, let's not continue. Okay. Hang on a second, then let's add collision deception. Okay, so then let's pull that, because that might be from a version of Godot that is not helpful in any meaning. Okay. Okay. Showing up there. Okay, right, go back to player. Of the actual weapon scene, that's there. Okay. That one. Okay. Right, and then I'm gonna come over to actual bullets now. Okay, right, I need to actually. Oh, but I never assigned it a sprite either. Or did I? Sprites, projectile. Okay, I did. Now I just got to get it to show up correctly, which is the annoying part. Built. Yeah, how to look at the local one. Movement is fine. Yes, it can. Movement is fine. That's all well and good. Weapon is there, but we're not actually spawning. On a sec. This. Yeah, it doesn't work. Hang on. Got to figure out how to print out text to the console in this thing. Right. Yeah, it doesn't exist. Okay, I got it. Since I explain stuff a bit more. Yeah. Good to know. Happy I was able to help. Okay. Print. There we go. That's just what I wanted. So print. That we're actually even getting any. Motherfucker. Oh, that's why. Okay, did I remember to assign that one? Or am I not looking at the right spot? Hang on. Output. Output is there. Yeah, that's for that. Okay, so then why am I... Okay. So all that works. Hang on. Okay, 2D. I need to remember how to look at the actual, that's the build one. There we go. I was like, I'm trying to remember for the life of me how to look at the actual remote thing. Okay. All right. Oh, wait a minute. Stop. Stop. Okay. So that's got that. Oh yeah, why was want to learn C sh well, okay, there we go. Okay. There we go. It's just that references weren't set up correctly in that spot. So that's set, that's set. Weapon, that's set. Cool. That's set. Cool. Open up this over here. That's set. Okay. Now I don't know what it looks. I'm going to guess drop in C# would be easier. It might be the other way around. Without knowing specifically without knowing specifically how the thing that you're, sorry, I forget the name of the, what's it called that you're talking about. Okay, Foundry, right. It depends on... The short answer is it depends on the stuff with Foundry. Yeah, so with Foundry, it would depend on depending with Foundry on what specific things they use each particular language for. It may make sense to use one over the other depending on what you're actually trying to do. Without any understanding of that, I can't actually give you anything one way or the other, which I know is not necessarily what you're asking for. It's just that it's like that's also kind of like the upper limb of my knowledge is like there. So object reference not set to an instance of an object. Okay. So let me run that again and let me check one thing. I have an idea of what I might be talking about. So remote. I know now you learned Java and C# first and was wondering Java. The only reason why I was trying to learn Java is because that's what was offered at school. Okay, so the bullet scene is not set. That's why that would make sense. Okay, so over here, player, we have that. Oh, I never loaded. Load. But okay, that should mostly fix that now, I think. As far as I remember, anyway. Okay. Okay, cool. That works now. Let me go back and comment that. Okay, yeah, now that I'm using C# for Godot, my life is so much easier. The number of shots currently on public. I can just do it like this. My brain was just not running properly. Get. Check. That. Number of check magnet. You know this. You know the kind of high school we went to. And that's pretty much the only thing I can say about on that front, without accidentally going on to like a gigantic rant for like 6 billion days. But you know the high school we went to, and you know where they spent most of their money. So okay, so if you just press the fire button and number of shots is less than the shot limit, make a new instance of the bullet. Put the bullet at the position of the weapon node. Set the bullet's linear velocity bullet cell variable value. Put bullet variable, like put bullet instance base team node, so not attached to us. Increase the number of shots. All right, cool. Now the only other thing I need to do is basically set it up so that if okay, Godot, get rid of objects that go out of view. Okay. Cancel, save, save. All right, so add node visible. D test vote. All right. Okay. So let me see here. Okay, cool. I get it now. So one of the nice things about Godot, to explain how it works, right? The way that Godot sort of works is that the idea behind how you do things in Godot is that you build each individual object as a node, right? And sort of go from there, right? So the bullets that I'm firing, right? The bullet is its own node living in its own scene, right? And then the weapon loads in that scene that has the bullet in it and goes accordingly, right? And then in turn, the player is its own node that has that, which is then inside of this node called test, right? So the idea is that you kind of like build each individual part separately and then package them together into the spots where they need to be. The reason why this is helpful is because now, for example, I can add this thing, right? Visible on-screen enabler 2D. And what I can do now is over here in the script for the bullet, I can go, if I do this correctly anyway, on, hang on a second, I'm gonna have to think about this carefully. How do I call functions? How do I listen for signals? Hang on. Else. Okay. Hold on a second. Project setting. Go code. open the editor setting. Editor settings. Honest and quiet. Mom wanted me to get meds. Nope, do what you need. Understandable. Okay, hold on. We're gonna have to go code, file location, code.exe. Here, grab this, this, exe. There. Close that. This one, and then over here. Hold on. Uh, okay, good. Good. Okay, whoops. Then I did grab. I go. Oh, whatever. It's better to have both. All right, so come over here. Good dose. Sharp. All right, cool. Back over here. All right, I think I almost have this. All right. Documents, standalone apps. We want one. Okay, so comment. All right. Okay, good. Those still fire. Okay, good. auto-completing this damn thing. I keep forgetting. I actually don't need that. It's okay. Um, so all of that mostly works. It's just where is it? Next. Okay, or I could just do it that way. Okay, this is fine. So go into here, go over here. Ah, wait. Bollocks. I screwed it up a little bit, didn't I? Alright, let's see. All right. Figure out how to configure that later. This. Okay, right. Okay, cool. Cool. Thanks. Making that apparently as clear as mud. Okay, so I need to do as public data on screen. Cut that, chop that off here. Build it. Okay. Okay. Okay, cool. We're cooking now. Should be. It should work better? Question mark. All right. All right, got it. Got it. All right. Okay, we're cooking. So the thing I was trying to do is just to make sure that my bullets, right, they can indicate when they go off screen. And the reason why that's important, the reason why that matters. Hey, Yami. Hope you're doing well today. We are making progress. Making progress. Trying to learn how to do this thing, and it's kind of a pain, but we're getting there. So yeah, the main thing that I've been trying to figure out insofar as like linking to Godot, any prior experience with it, like a little bit, like a teeny tiny bit. I grabbed one of my projects from like 3.2 or something, and that's what I kind of just threw in. I threw in here. And so that's what we're kind of working with right now. So yeah, I have a little bit, but not a lot per se. Okay, so it emits that signal. And now the real question is, okay, so cool. Okay, cool. I have like a little, so I have like a little bit of prior experience with Godot, but not a lot. So I'm kind of literally just kind of fumbling my way through it right now. Nice, sounds good. Best of luck to you. I look like finish it. Good luck, Yami. Appreciate the lurk. Okay, when we have that node, okay, so what does the connect function look like? Sharp. Okay, because I want to connect. Wait, all right. All right, come on. Come on, brain. Work with me just a little bit longer. We almost got it. Because what we want to do here is when it exits, we want to emit this signal. Here, we're going to do emit signal use want to do that. Okay, so we do that, emit signal, reduce bullet count. All right, that's there. Now I need to figure out how to connect these over here in the test. Player, weapon. Okay, so weapon.cs. Grab this, throw that out. All right, so now over here, we make a new instance of this. Want to do connect. Okay. Right. All right. Okay. I'm following. So signal delegate void. Count. Line 47 of weapon.cs. Okay, right. My bad. Okay, so callback is there. Quick. Probably still not right. I expect this to explode in my face. Yep. Must end with event handler. Okay. Or hold on. Like, this is probably intensely not the right way to do this, but I'm quite literally kind of just fumbling my way through it ass first. Not okay. So I almost have it, but not quite. I just got to figure out. No, it's no, it's not. It's not either of those. No. It's a project that I had sitting in my zip files from one of the last times I tried to learn how to use Godot, and basically we're kind of I'm literally kind of just like I'm kind of just kit bashing together everything that I can figure out right now. Failed to build project. Hide connect for right now. Okay, good. That still works. Okay, so now I just gotta figure out how to connect these two damn signals together. No. Okay, wait. So now I want to do signal public public. Hang on a second. Wait. Do I have it? Yeah, I'm quite literally kind of just kit bashing together the thing I'm trying to figure out based on the things that they're not fucking telling me. Oh wait, that's fine. Bullet off screen cannot. Hang on. Ah, damn it. So connect. Let's decide that it's Godot specific. So the thing is that like you're like, oh, can I learn it that way? Like, no, like literally, I'm looking at the Godot documentation to try to figure out how to translate Godot script into what I'm doing. It's not helpful for what you want to do. All right, fine. We're just gonna do it this way. There's the thing that was incorrect. What do you mean? signal right now. Whatever. Yeah, the long and short of it is that I'm basically kind of like playing it by ear in terms of trying to figure out. Okay, good. That will have to do. Close enough. The long and short of it is that I was having trouble figuring out I was having trouble figuring out a way to get to do some script communication. So the basic idea behind what I was trying to figure out was when this bullet instance exits, reduce the number of shots by 1. So I can actually do this now, I think. Okay, there we go. So I don't even need to do that anymore. So basically, the long and short of it is that I was trying to figure out a way to set it up so that when a bullet goes off screen, right? Whatever weapon I'm using knows, oh, right, shit. Bulleted off screen now. Okay, right. I can reduce the number of shots that are allowed on. I can reduce that accordingly, right? Basically, it's so that you can't like. The reason why is because, right? This is the way. This is kind of the principle behind it, right? I want to make it so that ideally, right? You can only have like 3. You can only really have 3 bullets on screen at a time. That's the idea. So once a bullet becomes invisible, then your limit lifts again, is the basic idea behind what I've been trying to do this whole time. So the error that I had specifically was just trying to like sort that out. Because I couldn't figure out how to get the bullet and the weapon to talk to each other. Because basically the principle behind what's happening here is that when the bullet goes off screen, right, like this, it jumps back to the weapon over here and says, hey, I went off screen. Reduce the number of like case in point, right? If I come over here, and we look at the weapon and we look at the inspector, right? So if you look over here, right, you see how it says num shots and shot limit, right? I'm not sure why it's showing twice. I probably messed up something in the inspector. But if you look over here, right, you see how, right, when I hit 3, I have to wait until 1 goes off screen. And that's the part that basically my brain kept farting on, and I was trying to figure out how to get them to communicate correctly, and I couldn't. So I leaned back on something that I learned from Unity, which is basically, right, so when this bullet instance, right, exits the tree, or in other words, once it's been removed, right, then we can say reduce the number of shots by 1. That's the basic idea. So let's see. Signal inherited from the visibility node. That triggers when this bullet leaves the screen. When this bullet leaves screen, when this bullet is no longer visible on screen, queue it up to be removed. Yeah, technically speaking, this is probably not the most efficient way to do this. I would probably want to, in an ideal situation, actually pool my bullets. In other words, I want to have like a pre-made stack of them just kind of sitting and waiting to be activated. But right now, that is a couple of levels complicated for what I want to do. I would rather do it the imperfect way and have it mostly working. Go from there. When X does this, do what? Yes. But specifically, the principle here is that because bullets don't automatically exist, well, it's not even the language particularly, because I sort of understand the principles behind how C# works. I'll put it like this. With the way that C# has been adapted to Godot, it is more along the lines of I am trying to figure out how you say in this specific dialect of C# do this thing. There are functionally some things in C# that are exactly the same as using it in Unity, and there are some things that are not. So, the closest equivalent that I can draw is that this is like me coming to Italian from Spanish, where there are enough things that sound close enough that I can sort of muddle my way through, but there are specific things that are unique to how C# is implemented in Godot that I do not know yet, and that I have to kind of work my way around and figure out what the fuck I'm doing. That's the part that I'm figuring out right now. But functionally speaking, we have reached what is probably a good enough stopping point for here, where it's like, okay, I think I have a pretty good idea of how I want to do this particular thing, right? So, I think this is probably a good spot to call stream. 1, because I'm hungry. 2, because I think for now I've probably hit about the limit of what I can figure out. A better example is that I'm learning Boricua Spanish when coming from... Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, something like that is pretty much accurate. Yeah. It's like functionally speaking, it's like a regional dialect thing where enough things are, or what's it called? The differences between like Brazilian Portuguese, well, at this point, Brazilian Portuguese is probably it's completely separate, but yes. But yeah, it's been about 3 hours. I'm hungry. I think, oh, I'm such a dingus. I think I was looking at the wrong have I been looking at the wrong version of... I'm screaming. I might have been looking at the wrong version of... I was looking at the wrong version of the docs this whole time going. It's like, it doesn't explain any of this shit. What is going on? Ah! Motherfucker. Oh, I'm so upset. I'm like, it's not explaining this thing. It's like, click on this thing to explain this, and it makes sense. It's like, none of this shit is written correctly. I don't understand. What are you talking about? None of it fucking makes sense. And it's like, I was looking at the wrong version of the fucking documentation. Ah, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Anyway, okay. I just went with the hard boat. Yeah. Anyway, let's get the fuck out of here. Deeply appreciate y'all. More Street Fighter 6 or something for Fighting Friday this upcoming Friday. So, links, reminders. I write stuff on Medium. Legend of Legaia. I'll finish it at some point. I keep saying that, I keep not doing that, but that's because my brain is not agreeing with me. It's not letting me focus and finish the thing. But I'm going to at some point. That is a thing that I am going to do. And, like... I'm gonna do it. So we're gonna figure it out. Aside from that, Stream VODs are over at youtube.com/SJHDoesGames. Feel free to go check that out. My card has all my social media links on it. There's the link to the fundraiser is there. Again, we have it open all month, so share the link if you can't donate. Do all that other stuff, so on and so forth. Who is on cooldown? Okay, right, cool. So I'm gonna go hang out with Nessa separately, but we cannot go over there for raid because we cannot go over there for raiding purposes because we've already been over to Twisted Stream within like the last couple days. So I'm gonna have them open on my monitor because I need to go do mod duties for them anyway. But nope, no suggestions needed. I have a list that I pick from. I appreciate you asking, but I pick from a list. It's just a matter of like I gotta look and see who's on. Let's see. And yeah, that's like a me thing. Not because I don't trust other people's judgment, but because I have a very specific way that I like to set up where we go to raid people. So Jahara and PT are both on and on cooldown right now. Yeah, it makes sense. Let's see. I also want to maybe see somebody who we haven't been to in a while. Yeah, no, Shark, I know that you know how it rolls. Don't worry about it. I know where we're going though, because I'm sitting here looking it over, and I'm like, I know exactly who we can go hang out with because I haven't been by their stream in like a hot minute. So next we go over this. All right, so we are going to go hang out with Silverstone Condor. Oh yeah, Gilded. If you want to hang out when I'm not on stream, I'm mostly active on Gilded now. We don't like fuck around with Discord because reasons. So yeah, if you click on that link, you can join the Gilded over there, and that's how we do the things and the stuff. But yeah, we are going to go hang out with Silverstone Condor because I have not gotten to raid them in a while. So raid Silverstone Khandr. They do like variety streams and a bunch of stuff. Today, oh, sorry, Shark. Well, forgive. Sorry, I did the job for you. But anyway, Mer, send me their name on like Discord or something, and let me take a look and sort of like see some stuff out. And if the vibe is right, then if the planning works out, I may send them over at some point. But I have to. It's a me thing. I gotta vet them first. So give me the name, let me vet them, and we'll see how it goes from there. But yeah, we're hanging out with we're gonna go hang out with Silver because they are. I don't get to raid them that often, but they're the homie. We hang out every now and again. We haven't hung out in a while, but it's always a good time with Silver. Really good rhythm heaven speedrunner and things like that. Right now, that's not what they're playing. Right now, if I remember correctly, they should be playing Mario Party Superstars. So I want to see how many friendships that they're going to end tonight just for funsies. So hit them with an SJH Does Raids. When we get in, let them know who sent you, throw in your favorite emotes, all that other stuff. Fighting Friday is 6 p.m. Eastern Time this Friday. Breath of Fire 2 starts this upcoming Sunday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. So, till the next time I see y'all, whenever that is, stay safe, wash your hands, wear a mask, don't go outside if you don't have to, be excellent to each other. But not to bigots, racist turfs, anti-queer folks, or people who try to tell you how to play games like Lies of P. Fun fact, if the developers include something like artificial intelligence companions for you to use in games like Lies of P, you should use them if you want to, and don't use them if you don't. And anybody that tells you that you shouldn't use them or you're not a real gamer, you can tell them to kind of eat a bag of shit. It's great. Anyway, Till next time, whenever that is. Take care, y'all. Bye.